Brittany.
What's up?
Please tell us about how you were unable to burp for 15 years or whatever.
Oh, yeah. This
is very interesting.
Okay,
this is why you couldn't drink.
This is yes.
Part of it. Yeah. So this was like a whole thing for me. So for most of my life, unable to burp. My youngest brother had, or not my youngest brother, one of my brothers had an immature gag reflex growing up. I promise this is part of the story. So he would throw up constantly. And I developed a real fear of vomiting because he was throwing up all the time. Like, I want you to imagine, sorry for anyone who's squeamish, but I want you to imagine that we're at TGI Fridays. He starts to throw up.
It's not that bad a place.
He starts to throw up. And my dad grabs the first thing that he sees, which is the fries. Now, what are the fries served in at TGI Fridays?
A basket.
A basket. So I want you to imagine that he just like funneled everything all over the table. So like that was the moment that I was like, I'm never going to throw up. And because of that, I lost the ability to burp completely.
It's emotionally driven.
Yeah. So it was like
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was a fear of vomiting.
Wow.
And so eventually I got over the fear of vomiting, but like I didn't have the reflex.
Does TGI Fridays know about this?
I should ask them for compensation.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Stop serving your fries in baskets.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done. Yeah, so I lost the ability to burp. And so for most of my life, I didn't really realize that something was wrong with me.
The burp is the cousin to a throw up.
Yes, exactly. It's the same muscle. Science man over here.
Science over here.
But I would make these really awkward gurgling noises instead of burping.
Can you imitate one?
Yes.
Okay.
But
That's what would happen when you drink soda?
No, when I would have to burp, period. So like you eat a sandwich and you have to burp.
Yeah.
And so that sound would come out of my throat, even if my mouth was closed, for like 4 to 6 hours, maybe even longer. So I want you to imagine.
Wait, continuously or just like sporadically?
Like
hiccups?
every like 10 to 15 minutes. Like there would be one of those noises. So I want you to imagine though, that you go home with a guy that you're really into.
Okay.
I
guess I'll try it.
No.
Is pizza one of his hobbies?
Maybe. So you go home with a guy that you're really into.
Okay.
It's getting a little hot and heavy. The room is silent. And then out of your mouth comes essentially in his ear.
Yep.
He pulls back a little bit and goes, oh my, are you going to throw up? Are you going to throw up on me because you were just out drinking?
Sure. Yeah.
And then you have to stop and say, well, I have this thing. Okay, so I don't burp, and then so you're gonna hear this noise for like another couple hours until we go to bed, kind of thing.
Oh.
It was so embarrassing.
Can I ask you why you wouldn't just always suggest putting on music? Why was music?
You need a sex play.
Yeah,
that's what you needed.
I know there's a big, let's put a Band-Aid on the issue at least. You were like, okay, it's dead silent. All the windows soundproofed. I have my throat by his ear. As I do, I rub my neck against his ear. Wait, what is this scenario? You did worst case scenario. I hold an empty glass to his ear against my throat.
Okay, eventually music became a part of it, I guess. It was really awkward. Yeah. But even like in a silent room, you would hear it in class. Like
one time I went on a date with a girl, and earlier that day I ate Taco Bell, and I burped in the room, and it stunk like Taco Bell. I excused myself from the whole situation. I said, you ever burp and it smells like the place?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that was something I learned. So I got Botox in my throat to be able to burp. And that was one of those things I didn't realize.
New York, huh? This is what's happening in New York nowadays? Jesus Christ, on the face wasn't enough. Now we're doing on the throat? What's next, the fingies?
But I didn't realize that you taste a burp. I didn't really fully comprehend what that meant until after I gained the ability.
And so you went online and you posted that you can't burp.
Yes, yeah. So in 2020, I like randomly made a video talking about how I couldn't burp, and I got Botox and I fixed it and found relief, and the video went viral. And like
viral.
I mean, for TikTok, I guess like 2-ish million views, I would say.
Incredible.
And like 7,000 people commented like, oh my God, I have the exact same thing. I can't believe this is real.
Wow.
So it was like really cool that I raised
community.
Awareness. Yeah, exactly. The
of
no burp community.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So there's other people like me.
That's
Not alone.
incredible.
Yeah.
And now, how often do you have to get Botox in your throat?
I only had to get it the one time. It was like you kind of maintain a mind-muscle connection. So,
it's like it's a jump start of the engine.
right, yeah. So your body learns that like it's okay for air to pass through. But in the beginning, it was a little weird because as the Botox sets in, the muscle becomes like an open flap, I guess you could say. So looks at the camera. So the burps I had in the beginning were really weird sounding. Like they would be for like 10, 15 seconds at a time while I was talking. Like on the way to work once, I burped 28 times. My manager at work was like, you cannot go to client meetings. You're burping right now. You're burping as we're talking. Like,
Yes.
this is not okay. Like really,
Oh my God.
it was like a lot of burping.
Yeah.
Like I went from nothing to like too much.
When you burped for the first time, did you cry?
Oh yeah, I was actually on the
to be a stranger walking down the street and see a girl burp and just start crying. I never thought I would.
literally no, because essentially what had happened is I took
Uh-huh.
a plane to Chicago to get the treatment done. There was this doctor who was pioneering it. I was only like the 150th person to get this thing done, and yeah, I burped on the plane ride home, and I teared
Were
up.
you wearing a mask?
This was pre-COVID, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you spent
Also,
all
ideal
COVID
time.
burping.
Also,
Oh yeah,
You were spreading germs left and right. You were just
in
blowing,
my home. Yeah.
Yeah, blowing air into the sky. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I guess that must be like a scary feeling because it feels like burps feel like embarrassing, but you really do need that.
Oh yeah. I mean, now I don't hold back. Like if you hear me burp, I go for it. I don't hold it in anymore. I might burp on this podcast. Who's to say?
I could burp on command.
Can you? That was really good.
everybody can burp
course.
on command. That has been able to
I
burp.
just learned.
All right, but anyone, I know. All right,
I
but
just gave
most
you-
people,
How
most
dare
guys,
you disrespect
all right, sorry.
Brittany like this?
I know. I'm trying to just look out for Brittany. I would say most
You're looking
guys
out for Brittany. How?
that could burp for their whole life can burp on demand. Most guys that have been in a lunchroom,
Never been in a
Maybe I
lunchroom.
should practice.
anybody
Wow.
could burp on
Ew,
command.
Robbie.
Wait,
I mean-
wait. Can you teach me how to do? Are you doing anything specific?
You
to be
suck
able to
in the
burp?
air, then you let it out.
You suck in air and push it out and make a noise.
I don't think I could do that. Nothing's happening. Trying.
All right.
Like there's when the burp like air fills in a little place that I don't even know
I
exists.
cannot believe you guys are doing this so easily.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
most
really
guys,
shocked.
kids could do the alphabet.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a.
I mean, I know people could do
Yeah,
it, but I didn't
yeah.
know it was like everyone.
I would
thought
say
it was
most
just
people
like,
could.
Yeah, I would say to burp on command is a lot more common than fart on command.
Oh,
I can't do that.
I can't do that. No, I
people
can't.
can fart on command.
Yes, these are the kids that really struggled socially.
I
in
think that's
school.
people with IBS. I think that's just a gastrointestinal issue.
I think it's people that didn't have good personalities and were overcompensating
Yeah.
and
with
they're
the
like,
boys.
this is how I can win them over.
This is
Yes.
boys need skills. Either your parents
Right.
give you the cool video games.
Yes.
You're the most athletic. You're the funniest. You can
you
fart.
can fart on command. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you got to be in one of the categories. To fart on commands. Oh my god. I mean, I've told the story about how we lit farts on fire, and I didn't do it.
Oh my god.
That was like a thing. Boys will light farts on fires.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Um.
It's better you didn't do that.
Yeah, I know. When the doctor gave you Botox, did it go in through the throat or out through in like the down the mouth or through the throat?
Yeah, so I went under general anesthesia, so they went with the needle like into the mouth.
All the way down.
Yeah, like the muscle's like kind of near where your Adam's apple is, like around there. Yeah,
Wow.
scary.
That is scary.
But it was easy. And like, honestly, it was like I was under for 30 minutes and then I woke up and it was literally a couple hours later that I had my first burp.
This is such an incredible story. Do you tell people this on dates or stuff like that, or when you go out with them for
I
the
tell
first time?
people all the time, honestly. Because
You
you
do.
know what? I meet people who are constantly like, oh my God, my sister's cousin or I guess it wouldn't be my sister's cousin, but my, so-and-so.
You mean
Like-
your cousin?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like someone I know, like everyone knows someone who seems to like have something like this. So I like to talk about it. It's more common than you think.
Because then you're like telling people how to do.
Exactly.